Hello friends, welcome to Medical Diva. In today's video, we will discuss the 4th chapter of 11th Ncrt, Animal Kingdom. So without further delay, let us start the video of Animal Kingdom. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structure and forms. As over a million species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification becomes all the more important. The classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. Let us see the basis of classification. In spite of difference in structure and forms of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cell, body symmetry, nature of xylem, pattern of digestive, circulatory or reproductive system. These features are used as the basis of animal classification and some of them are discussed here. Let us see the levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregate, that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among the cells. In Cyclostomata, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here, the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissue. Hence, the cells performing tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, the organ level, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes and other higher phyla, where tissue are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Chordata, organs have associated form to form fundamental system, each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Organ system in different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus, and hence is called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two opening mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types: open type, closed type. Open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissue are directly bathed in it, and closed type, in which the blood is circulated throughout a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Let us see the symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, that is, any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called a radial symmetry. Coelenterate, Ctenophora, Echinodermata have this kind of body plan. Animals like Annelida, Arthropoda, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. Let us see the Diplopastic and Triplobastic organization. Animal in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and internal endoderm, are called Diplopastic animals. Example: Coelenterata, an undifferentiated layer mesoglia is present in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer mesoderm in between the ectoderm and endoderm are called diplobastic animals. Platyhelminthes to Chordata are triplobastic animals. Here they have mentioned the radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry, and showing germinal layer, diplobastic, ectoderm and endoderm present in undifferentiated cell of mass called mesoglia. This is a triploblastic. Here the three germinal layers, ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm are present. Let us see the coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called a coelom. Animals possessing coelom are called a coelomate. Example: Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. Figure 4.3a. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as a scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called a pseudocoelomate, and the animals possessing them are called a pseudocoelomate. Example, Aschelminthes. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called the acoelomate. Example, Platyhelminthes. Let us see the diagrammatic sectional view. First is of coelomate, second pseudocoelomate, and third is acoelomate. Here is cavity is absent in acoelomate animals. Example, Platyhelminthes. Let us see the segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called a metameric segmentation, and phenomena is called a metamerism. Notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure found on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called chordate, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordate. Example, Porifera to Echinodermata or non-chordates. Classification of animals. The broad classification of animals based on common fundamental features as mentioned in the preceding section is given in figure 4.4. Let us see. Animalia, kingdom Animalia, which is multicellular, is divided into cellular level, and second is tissue, organ system. In cellular level, symmetry is mostly asymmetry. Coelom is acoelomate. An example phylum is Porifera. In tissue, organ system, they exhibit two types of symmetry, radial and bilateral. In radial symmetry, the body cavity is acoelomate, and phylum Coelenterata, that is also called as Cnidaria and Ctenophora, are included in this radial symmetry. In bilateral symmetry without body cavity, acoelomate is Platyhelminthes with false coelom, pseudocoelomate, Aschelminthes with true coelomate are Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. Let us see the important characteristic feature of the different phyla are discovered. Phylum Porifera. The members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. Figure 4.5. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transporter canal system. Water enters through the minute pores ostia in the body wall into a central cavity sponge is called, from where it goes out through the osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Sinusoids or polar cells line the sponge skull and the canal. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fiber. Sexes are not separate. They are hermaphrodite. Example, eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gamete. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. Let us see the example of kingdom Porifera. Phylum Porifera include Cycon, Scalpa, Spongilla, freshwater sperm, Euspongia, and bath sperm. Here they have mentioned the picture of the example of Cycon, Euspongia, and Spongilla. Let us see the next phylum, Coelenterata, also called as Cnidaria. They are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile, or free-swimming, radially symmetrical animals. The name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblast or cnidocyte, which contain the stinging capsule or nematocyte present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for encouraged defense and for the capture of prey. Cnidaria exhibit tissue level of organization and are diplopastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth or on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the Cnidaria examples. Corals have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. figure 4.6, they shown the two form polyp medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like Hydra, Adamsia, etc., whereas the latter is umbrella-shaped and free-swimming like Aurelia or jellyfish. Those Cnidaria which exhibit in both forms exhibit alternation of generation called metagenesis, that is, polyp produce medusa asexually and medusa produce the polyp sexually. Example is Obelia. Let us see the polyp and medusa form. Here they have mentioned the body form Aurelia, medusa form, and Adamsia in polyp form. Here is the nidoplast. Let us see the example of kingdom Cnidaria. Physalia, Portuguese man of war, Adamsia, sea anemone, Pinactala, sea pen, Gorgonia, sea fan, Midrena, brain color. These examples are very important regarding exam point of view. You have to remember the name. Phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophora, commonly known as sea walnut or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diplopastic organisms with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated cone plate which help in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of a living organism to emit light, is well marked in Ctenophora. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Example, Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Here they have mentioned the picture of Ctenophora, Pleurobrachia, scientific name. Let us see the phylum Platyhelminthes. They have dorso-ventrally flattened body, hence are called flatworm. These are mostly endoparasite found in animals including human. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triplobastic and coelomate animals with organ level of organization. Hook and sucker are present in the parasitic form. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called phlegm cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members like Planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Example of Platyhelminthes are Tanaya, tape form, or Fasciola, liver fluke. They have mentioned the picture here. It is tape form and liver fluke. Let us see the next phylum, phylum Aschelminthes. The body of the Aschelminthes is a circular in cross section, hence the name roundworm. They may be free-living, aquatic, and terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triplobastic, and pseudocoelomate element. Alimentary canal is complete with a well-developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube remove body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate, dioecious, that is, male and female are distinct. Often females are longer than male. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young ones resemble the adult or indirect. Example of Aschelminthes are Ascaris, roundworm, Cucaracha, Filaria 1, and Cyclostoma, hookworm. They have mentioned the picture of Aschelminthes roundworm. Here you see females are longer than males. Let us see the next phylum, Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine, and freshwater or terrestrial, free-living, and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilaterally symmetry. They are triplobastic, metamerically segmented, and coelomate animal. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segment or metamers, and hence the phylum name Annelida. Latin annulus means little ring. They possess longitudinal and circular muscle which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelid like Nereis possess lateral appendages parapodia which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nephridium help in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia. Singular ganglion connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworm and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Here you have to remember this. Nereis is dioecious while earthworm and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Let us see the example of Annelida. Nereis, parenchyma, earthworm, and Hirudinaria, blood-sucking leech. Example, Nereis. And this is Hirudinaria. Let us see the next phylum, Phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of animals which include insects. Over two-thirds of the all named species on the earth are arthropods. Figure 4.12. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triplobastic, segmented, and coelomate animals. The body of arthropod is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. They have jointed appendage. Orthos means joint, poda means appendage. Respiratory organs are gill, book gills, book lungs, or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Sensory organ like antenna, eye, compound, and simple. Stachocyst or balancing organ are present. Excretion takes place through Malphingia tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Example, economically important insects are apis, honeybee, bombyx, silkworm, lacifer, lac insect. Vectors are Anopheles, culex, and Aedes mosquito. Gregarious species Locusta, locust. Living fossil is Limulus, king crab. Here they have mentioned the images of locust, butterfly, scorpion, and prawn. These are some examples of arthropod. Let us see the next phylum is Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. Mollusca are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triplobastic, and coelomate animal. Body is covered by a calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular root, and visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the ventral cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have a respiratory and excretory function. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like grasping organ for feeding called a radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. Example of phylum Mollusca, Pila, apple snail, Pinctada, pearl oyster, sepia, cuttlefish, loligo, squid, octopus, devilfish, aplysia, sea hare, dentalium, tusk shell, Chitopleura, chiton. Here they have mentioned the picture of Pila and octopus. Let us see the next phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an exoskeleton of calcareous ossicles and hence the name Echinodermata. Spongy bodied, figure 4.14, are the marine with the organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical but larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triplobastic and coelomate animal. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderm is the presence of water vascular system, which helps in locomotion, capture, and transport of food and respiration. An excretory system is absent, sexes are separate, reproduction is sexual, fertilization is usually external, development is indirect with free swimming larvae. Example of echinoderm: Asterias, starfish, itches, sea urchin, Antedon, sea lily, Cucumeria, sea cucumber, Fura, brittle star. Let us see the picture of Asterias, starfish, and second is Ophiura, brittle star. Let us see the next phylum, Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum Chordata, but now is placed as a separate phylum under non-chordate. Hemichordata have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stomachord. a structure similar to notochord. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical triplobastic and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of anterior proboscis, a collar, and a long trunk. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external and development is indirect. Example of Hemichordata are melanoglossus and saphoglossus. Here you have mentioned the picture of melanoglossus, which include proboscis, collar, and trunk. Let us see the next phylum Chordata. Animals belonging to phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, and pharyngeal gill slits. Figure 1.46. Here they have mentioned a notochord, gill slits, post-anal tail, and nerve cord. You have to remember the sequence in the figure. First is the nerve cord, then notochord, lastly is the gill slit. At the end is post-anal part. These are bilaterally symmetrical triplobastic coelomate with the organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. Table 4.1 presents a comparison of silent feature of chordate and non-chordate. Let us see the comparison of chordate and non-chordate. Chordate and non-chordate. Notochord present, notochord is absent in non-chordate. Central nervous system is dorsal hollow single in chordate, while in non-chordate it is ventral, solid, and double. Pharynx perforated by gill slit, while gill slits are absent in non-chordate. Heart is ventral in chordate and it dorsal in non-chordate. A post-anal part tail is present in chordate while it's absent in non-chordate. Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphylum: Urochordata, Tunicata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Subphylum Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordate and are exclusively marine. In Urochordate, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordate it extends from the head to tail region and is persists throughout their life. Let us see the example. Urochordata include Ascidia, Salpa, Dolium. Cephalochordata include Branchiostoma, Amphioxus, or lancelet. The members of subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Thus, all vertebrate are chordate, but all chordate are not vertebrates. Besides the basic chordate character, vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3, or 4 chambers, kidney for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. Here they have mentioned the example Ascidia of Urochordata. The subphylum Vertebrata is further divided as follows. Vertebrata is divided into Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha lacks jaw, while Gnathostomata bear jaw. Agnatha include the class Cyclostomata, while Gnathostomata include superclasses for Pisces and Tetrapods. In Pisces, they bear fins, and in Tetrapods, they bear limbs. The class included in Pisces are Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, while in Tetrapod include amphibia, reptilia, aves, mammals. Let us see the Cyclostomata. All living members of class Cyclostomata are ectoparasite on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits. For respiration, Cyclostomata have a sucking and a circular mouth without jaw. Figure 4.18 is showing the example of jawless vertebrates, Petromyxin. Their body is devoid of skulls and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate for swappening to fresh water. After swappening, within a few days they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. Examples are Petromaxon, lamprey, and myxin hagfish. Let us see the second class, chondrichthyes. They are marine animals with streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gill slits are present and without operculum gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute placard scales. Teeth are modified placard scales which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to the absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organ, torpedo, and some possess poison string, trigon. They are cold-blooded, pyrothermic animals, that is, they lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In male, pelvic fin bear class sperm. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. Examples: Scoliodon, dogfish, fish, sawfish, Carcharodon, great white shark, trigon, stingray. Let us see the example. Example of cartilaginous fish are Scoliodon and second is Prestige. Let us see the class Osteichthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined, mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered by slicoid skulls. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle, one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Example of Osteichthyes are marine example, Exocetus, flying fish, Hippocampus, seahorse. While in freshwater, labio, rohu, katla, claris, mugger, aquarium, betta, fighting fish, Petrophyllum, angelfish. Let us see the pictures of hippocampus. And here is the katla. Let us see the class Amphibia. As the name indicates, amphi means dual, bio, life. Amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitat. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian's skin is moist without skull. The eye have eyelid. The tympanum represents the air. Alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tract open into a common chamber called cloaca, which open to the exterior. Respiration is by gills, lungs, and through skin. The heart is three-chambered, 2 auricle and 1 ventricle. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. They are oviparous and development is indirect. Let us see the example of amphibia. Amphibia include buffo, toad, rana, frog, hyla, tree frog, salamander, ichthyophis, limbless amphibia. The picture of salamander and rana. Let us see the next class, Reptilia. The class name refers to their creeping and crawling mode of locomotion, Latin reper or rectum, to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals. Their body is covered by dry and cornified skin, epidermis, cursor, scutes. They do not have external air opening. Tympanum represents air. Limbs when present are 2 pairs. Heart is usually 3-chambered, but 4-chambered in crocodile. Reptiles are poikilothermic. Snakes and lizards shed their skulls as skin cast. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example: Chelone, turtle, testudo, tortoise, chameleon, tree lizard, calotus, garden lizard, crocodile, alligator, hemidactylus, ball lizard, poisonous snake, naja, cobra, banagrus, crab, viper. Let us see the picture. First is chameleon, second crocodile, third is chelone, and fourth is naja. Let us see the next class, aves. The characteristic feature of aves birds are presence of feathers, and most of them can fly except flightless bird ostrich. They possess beak. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without gland except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities, pneumatic. The digestive tract of birds has additional chamber, the crop and gristle. Heart is completely four-chambered. They are warm-blooded, homeothermous animals. That is, they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Air sacs connected to lungs supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example are coronus, crow, Columbia, pigeon, Pistulova, parrot, Struthio, ostrich, pao, peacock, Aptidotitis, penguin, Nephron, vulture. Let us see some pictures. First is of Nephron, second Struthio, third Fistula, and fourth is pao. Let us see the last class, Mammalia. They are found in a variety of habitat: polar ice caps, desert mountain, forest, grassland, dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly and live in water. The most unique mammalian character is the presence of milk-producing gland, mammary glands, by which the young ones are nourished. They have two pairs of limbs, adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. The skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair, external ear or pinna are present. Different types of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four-chambered. They are homeothermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with few exceptions and development is direct. Here they have mentioned the picture of Ornithocheus, Macropus, Petropus, and Belanoptera. Let us see the example. Oviparous is Ornithorhynchus. Platypus. Viviparous include Macropus, kangaroo, Petropus, flying fox, Camelus, camel, Macaca, monkey, Rattus, rat, Canis, dog, Felis, cat, Elephas, elephant, Ichthys, horse, Dolphinus, common dolphin, Belanoptera, blue whale, Panthera tiger, Panthera leo, lion. The saline distribution feature they have mentioned here. You go through the table so that you get idea about the phylum and comparison. Let us see the last part of this chapter, summary. The basic fundamental features such as level of organization, symmetry, cell organization, coelom, segmentation, notochord, etc. have enabled us broadly classify the animal kingdom. Besides the fundamental feature, there are many other distinguishing characters which are specific for each phyla or class. Porifera include multicellular animals which exhibit cellular level of organization and have characteristic flagellated xenocyte. The coelenterate have tentacles and bear pneumoblast. They are mostly aquatic, sessile, or free-living. The ctenophora are marine animals with comb plate. The platyhelminthes have flat body and exhibit bilateral symmetry. The parasitic form show distinct suckers and hook. Aschelminthes are pseudocoelomate and include parasitic as well as non-parasitic roundworms. Annelida are metamerically segmented animals with a true coelom. The arthropods are the most abundant group of animals characterized by presence of jointed appendages. The mollusca have a soft body surrounded by an external calcareous shell. The body is covered with external skeleton made up of chitin. The echinoderm possesses spiny skin. Their most distinctive feature is the presence of water vascular system. The Hemichordata are a small group of worm-like marine animals. They have a cylindrical body with proboscis collar trunk. Phylum Chordata include animals which possess notochord either throughout or during early embryonic life. Other common features observed in the chordate are the dorsal, hollow nerve cord, and paired phalangeal gill slits. Some of the vertebrates do not possess jaws. Example is Agnatha, whereas most of them possess jaw. Gnathostomata. Agnatha is represented by the class Cyclostomata. They are the most primitive chordates and are ectoparasite on fishes. Gnathostomata has two superclasses, Pisces and Tetrapods. Classes Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes bear fin for locomotion and are grouped under Pisces. The Chondrichthyes are fishes with cartilaginous endoskeleton and are marine. Classes Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and mammals have two pairs of limbs and are thus grouped under tetrapods. The amphibia have adapted to live both on land and water. Reptilia are characterized by the presence of dry and cornified skin. Limbs are absent in snakes. Fishes, amphibia and reptilia are poikilothermous, cold-blooded. Aves are warm-blooded animals with feathers on their bodies and forelimbs modified into wings for flying. Hind limbs are adapted for walking, swimming, perching, or clasping. The unique feature of mammals are the presence of mammary glands and hairs on the skin. They commonly exhibit viviparity. In this way, we completed the chapter Animal Kingdom. For more updates, subscribe to Medical Duo.